Hello friends and welcome back once again to our modded CK3 playthrough as the Lost Legion. We now rule and look to solidify as Kylanius II. The man is now 27 and has decided upon a ruling legacy of cultural and religious reform, aiming to strengthen the Roman way in both. With the future of the dynasty looking strong beneath him, he looks to strengthen the borders and perhaps increase the diplomatic standing of Nova Roma. We have some immediate housekeeping here to carry out. I have at the beginning here, I've commissioned an artifact, a new regalia, I've called a hunt, I've invited some champions, and I have also attempted to hold a mystical commune. Now, Kylanius II, as we said, he's going to try and reform religiously. I think we are still quite a bit away. We're 2,000 piety short. He's 27, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But our first actual action today, I think, is going to be to give away the holdings here. Now, we have a temple holding. That doesn't matter too much who that goes to as long as they're of our culture. And I think here, what we're going to look to do is probably give this to someone fairly zealous who might do some work up the coast. So looking here, we've got Hadrian, such a great name. But we do want stewardship. We've got Comes, so he's not of our religion and he's already landed. I think we'll go down for Quintus Julio Claudian. That's a strong Roman name with some strong namesakes in there. So we're going to give that to him. He's now our vassal, and what that should do is put us back under our vassal limit and strengthen our sort of resolve in our frontier. So looking at it, we've got some thick borders here. Our enclave here is getting stronger and stronger. I think we might look to strengthen that once again. It'd be nice to just take these three provinces and have like a nice strong enclave here. And then looking to the north, I really don't know what we're going to do about this. So this is Dux Germanus of Lassa. He's got himself a duchy title up there now. I think to put it bluntly, I might have fucked up a little there, but we're just going to let that play out and see how it progresses. I think our next decision that we'll have to make here is hopefully filling this in. Obviously, we've got a truce just now. We want to fill that in. We've actually got a really nice border here, and what we might look to do is try and push up the sort of eastern coast of India here, see if we can strengthen this. Alternatively here, I think this could be a good point for us to maybe try and get a holding out this way and see if we can see what's going on out here, just increase our line of sight, our diplomatic standing. We also, though, have someone who's came to us in court. Birds of a golden feather. In the flanks of my throne room, I can hear Master of the Hunt, Comitisa Tarsila of Cantagiri, engaged in intense negotiation with Amaraya over the sale of a beautiful peregrine falcon, a highly prestigious bird for anyone to own. Tarsila seems to be stuck on haggling the price, with the falconer refusing to budge, and from the frustration in both their voices, they've been at this a while. Perhaps they'd appreciate the Rex's intercession, almost as much as I think I'd appreciate a new bird. Now looking at us, right? Now looking at our stats, I think this is something we'd probably want for ourselves. So we could challenge her to pay. We could make a better offer and then we'd become the owner of a falcon. I think as Rex we'd make a better offer and try and get the bird for ourselves. We're now at this point though, we're going to let some time play out. We've got a few decisions here but nothing we really want to do. We're in debt, which is a new one, and we can't land anyone else just now. So we're basically looking at status quo. We're continuing our attempts to increase control, promote culture and convert to our religious ways. The maps as they stand, you can see Romanic is very much on the rise here. The holy site here has converted itself. How are we over here? The Nestorian. We might need to do something about that. In terms of culture, the Romans have a strong hook in here on the south, spreading from our isle up through the mainland. We'll see if we can continue that momentum. Let's let time play and see what's going to unfold. You can see here we have communed with Saturn, we've got some learning lifestyle experience, and we have divine guidance we've gained for 5 years. The voices from behind aid this character. At least that's how they explain it. That's a strong one to have here. Hunt. Just as my wife Regina Bishvas Devi started to dismount, one foot still in the stirrup, my impatient mother, Queen Mother Constantia, made sure to bump into the horse, sending her stumbling across the camp. Now again, this is obviously our wife that we're in love with, and this is also our mother who's helped raise us in the absence of her father's death. I think we can't whip our own mother. I think we'll go for mediator. We'll try and come between the two women that we love more than anyone else. What an interesting little bit of roleplay, right? Our mum and our wife sort of pitted against each other. Our new champions are starting to arrive. What I would like to do with them is have them... Creative freedom. This is ridiculous, Decius Prodes. As the keeper of the Rexes, so this is Decius, we've appointed him as the keeper of our items. I think we will we'll ask him to ensure the quality, and which he will, my friends, and which he will. Asking to ransom, I'm happy to do that. This is obviously just ransoms of war that we've had sitting. We can now also hold court, which is I think what something we'll do. We will usher in the plebeians. Gesture them in. Royal service. My vassal Comes Sivasinu approaches the throne with a young man in tow. My legion Rexy spouts. My acquaintance Symmachus Assyrian seeks the honour of serving in your retinue of champions. Give him the opportunity to prove his quality. 25. Yeah, we can sign him up. He's also Roman. Very well. You may attend me, Symmachus. Yeah, I'm happy to allow that. They're hanging us, hounding us. We could keep order, my lord. Please, we can organise ourselves without all the death. A peasant man from the county of Canara, an area plagued by unrest, held by my vassal Comes Quintus, assures me that control can be restored without undue bloodshed. Curious idea. Let's try it. You're right, what we need is excessive bloodshed. I don't think we want that. I'd say curious idea. Let's try that and see how it plays out. My vassal Barrow Clementius takes a turn bending my ear before they assemble court. Glorious liege, give me the honour of composing ballads and sonnets worthy of your majesty. I will not let you down. So this guy wants to become our poet. It's a naive appeaser. I mean, I guess we could do it, right? We can give him the poet job. And that is court done. Pretty uneventful, I would say. We got ourselves a new beefy champion, so that's not a bad thing. Oh. He's already left his position. We've got a diplomacy perk. I think our plan was to go for patriarch, I think, and then we'll maybe look towards diplomat. So we'll go for that just now. We'll continue that route. Now looking to the northeast, up here we have Nagavamsi. They are looking somewhat right for the pickings. I feel like it just makes sense. So I think here what we'll do is we will look to take the last province here in this sort of mountain pass area, and that will give us a two-pronged approach should we need it. I think we'll commit to the war. We're going to raise our troops here and just go straight across the border as soon as. So our men have been raised, we'll send them there. They're going to stay there, they're going to move up there. We're probably going to stress the supply a bit here, so we'll need to stay on our toes and pay attention to that. So the 2,000 are going there, we'll send the rest of them there, and then these chaps can go there. So we're just going to sort of carpet siege 3 their provinces. I don't think they're going to have too much unless their ally turns up quickly. And Kylanius Randolfica has his martial increased by 2. That is the trait we have in the diplomacy tree that basically boosts all of our characters in terms of education. We don't want to call in any allies here. We will ransom prisoners though, every day of the week. Every day of the week, free money. You can see our armies are getting in position for the carpet siege. Hopefully it's going to be over quickly and they don't counter siege us or sneak around our coastal defences. I'm going to continue ransoming here, making some money. And 2 of our sieges are now in place, the 3rd one's about to arrive as well. This siege is apparently looking a little more difficult, so we'll send some reinforcements there. I don't know where their armies went. It went out to sea. I honestly don't know where they are. I need to sort of keep an eye on that. Inspiration realised in it is an incredibly disappointing one. I don't think that's any better than what we currently have. I think what I'm going to do with this one is we'll go over to our nephew and friend, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to gift him an artifact. I think I'll give him this new Roman regalia. I mean, he's our friend, he's in our family, it makes sense to give him a family artifact. This siege is almost over, this is the victory point, so hopefully after that we can just sort of converge in the capital. We still do have literally no idea where their armies went, it's not appeared yet, it's not around anywhere, so I don't know what it's doing. And our wife is pregnant again. Every time I see that I kind of go, oh. Wait, we're about to have a battle here. A battle I'm not sure we can win. I'm going to send troops here, but I've got a feeling it might end up being too late. We're just getting caught with our trousers down. That being said, though, it's saying we're going to win, which is interesting. Oh, our cousin's coming in. He's paying homage. He's gave us 50 gold, and he has taken the knee. Excellent. It has become a habit to walk Caesar daily, but I'm not sure which of us enjoy the fresh air and sun the most. Caesar bounds ahead and looks back at me and barks, as if to say, catch up. And on we walk. It's saying we're going to win this. Really? I can't see it. We need our reinforcements to get here, and I've got a feeling they're going to be too late. Yeah, we're not winning this. The other problem we have is that our reinforcements are sort of already en route. Are they going to get here just in time? Yes, yes they are. And we are turning the battle. And our culture, there's a lot going on at this moment in time. Our culture has discovered mots. We've got some social manipulation. The first time it happened, I barely even gave it a moment's thought, but my vassal Baronessa Pernaci has grown bolder. Her challenges no longer pass unnoticed among my vassals. She's testing my limits. The others are sure to follow. Yeah, I think we'll ask her how dare she can challenge us. She's off her religion, but not of her culture, so I think we'll say, how dare you think you can challenge us. And then anyway, back to the vital battle that's currently happening, which we have somehow won. An excellent time to be alive. We're going to go straight towards their capital here after merging our armies and chase down what they have remaining. We'll also ransom any prisoners we have. We can move you chaps up here to help out there. All of this to secure the mountain pass here. A lot of effort. Right, so here we're absolutely making light work of what remains of their army. And then we're going to go towards the capital and hopefully press this once and for all. Finish them off as a threat. Here, a kind word. My pass happened to have crossed with Baro Pantaram, and to my surprise it seems as though he does not have a great impression of my friend Comes Dharmapala. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to change his mind. I think we'll do our best to help our friend here. I tried to paint Comsfra in the best possible light, and Baro gradually started to listen with greater and greater interest. I never knew that to himself. My friend is a great man. Look at us go. We're going to ransom again, and we can assign a guardian for Kylanius. Now, Kylanius is our heir, so I think we will take education upon ourselves. We'll see if we can turn him into a bright, young potential ruler. Okay, our main army's arriving at their capital. We're about to take a second hold-in. I think we're going to look to siege their capital and hopefully weaken them going forward before we end this war, rather than rushing the end. It actually looks like they might be coming to attack. I don't want to risk it at this late stage, so I'm going to move reinforcements between. We've got another son. It's suggesting the name Avitus. I actually quite like Avitus. Princeps Avitus of Nova Roma. I like that. I don't mind Avitus. Yeah, so they are coming here. We're going to move our army in. I think we should probably be able to... Nope, they've changed their mind. Now, in theory, we could end this war, but I'm going to move in. We're going to hopefully completely siege everything and weaken their position going forward. You can see here, Magnus Randolfica has had his intrigue increased for that trait that we took. Kylanius' legacy of wanting to be an educator and a real family man is really coming to fruition now. As soon as this siege is over, we'll end this war, and that'll be the first conquest of today. We have seized the Bhanja Spear, and I think now is officially time to end the war. Thank you very much. And that's just got another new holding up here. We completely hold the pass. This is held by Comes Justin. So looking, he owns 2 provinces. I'm happy to give him another one. We can hopefully get ourselves, maybe he can raise himself to Duke here, and we'll have a Duke in the pass area, which is fine with me. A successful war. We'll let a bit of time pass, our troop numbers increase, and then see how we lie. Here we can increase the size of our pikemen, and that's what I'm going to do to full size. And I think once our troop numbers are back up into the sort of top end of the 5,000s, I think we'll look to maybe increase the size of our holding here. Lines about legacy. The latest work of my acquaintance, Maharaja Defadanga, has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with the memory and what we leave behind. She's dedicated it to us. The memory of our Rex. The mightiest men must leave this earth, and hope of good words there is no dearth. And when their final hour nears, their name lives on the lips of peers. I quite like that. I can see, yeah, this seems quite heartfelt. I like that. I do like that. So we're up to 5,600 men. I think what we're going to do here is declare war on both of these and try and do a bit of a job here. We're going to declare and take that. We're also going to try and take the centre province here. And that way we'll have sort of shored up the border here a bit. It goes without saying all the troops will be raised here right on the border. And for obvious reasons we're going to hire the Cult of Jupiter here. So the Cult of Jupiter can go straight across to the capital there, and then you're going to go to here. And then the Zero troops here, once they're ready, they're going to go towards there. And we'll just carpet siege the sort of coastline here. It is great having this Holy Order, because they just come immediately sort of, you know, full strength. You can just get at it, press home the advantage. So we're going to go straight in, take care of their army. We might even capture the guy, you never know, and then we can siege down the only other holding they have, and we're going to carpet siege the rest of the holdings here, make a bottleneck towards the north. So our carpet siege is well and truly on. We have another diplomacy here. Each of your friend relations give you 2 random skill points to the maximum of 5. Excellent. So that's just absolutely beefed us up. So we've got a load of random stat boosts now. So looking at friends, we actually have 5 friends. So we're getting the maximum stat boost here. Truly excellent. I'll be honest, taking the roleplay and whatnot out of the matter just now, I've never really fully focused on a diplomacy character, so it is something that's interesting to see. Apparently we're going to lose this, so I'm going to bring in all the men we can here. I should probably put the Grand Master in command here. That would make sense. So we'll appoint him as the leader. And then here we're sending reinforcements. We should win this, but the question is at what cost. Our champion is maiming their champion, and that's a win for us. They are retreating. We will leave enough troops here. We'll station the besiegers. We'll split them in half. Half are going there. And I guess what I should probably do is leave the rest of them there. They have raised 123 men here who are trying to rush us. A noble attempt. They've been dispatched off fairly quickly. These sieges are about to end. Once they're over, I think we'll press forward. They're going to move in to reinforce here at the last minute. I think we look okay here. I'd be delighted if my daughter Constantine could visit my... Hey, yeah, we can... Of course, we want our daughter to go out and mingle with her peers. Makes sense. This siege is over. They've all of a sudden got thousands of men here. And that is in the form of raiders, so we're going to have to be careful. Very careful. I'm going to move these 3,500 up here. We'll press the siege there. Smallpox. Oh, no. Falling upon my court. A case of smallpox has been discovered. Activity of one of my prisoners. The taint possessing our flesh is dangerous to us all. No one like I think we'll isolate her and pray for redemption. Ruling the multicultural regnum of Nova Roma comes with its own set of challenges. Foreign subjects often feel alienated when they cannot speak their native tongue in court, breeding resentment. My Chancellor Dukes Romulus suggests that I could significantly improve relations with my Telugu subjects by learning to speak their language. Yeah. I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're trying to hard convert to Roman. So one war is over. We will enforce our demands instantly. And then here we're going to grab these troops. I think we'll move them to here. Maybe look to go into this capital, seeing as it's now essentially abandoned. I think what we'll do is we'll look at the allocation of this county once this war's over. The outbreak of smallpox, which has ravaged my court, is finally over. Thank God. That was one of the most underwhelming outbreaks of a disease I've ever seen in my entire time playing Crusader Kings. And you know what? I'll take it. Greetings, my amicable liege. He is paying homage to me, Dux Romulus. I will show him in at once and allow him to pay homage. I noticed they're trying to siege the holding we're trying to take, so we might have to go and do something about that. So I think what we'll do is we'll station the troops here. We'll move them there. We'll station enough troops here and move them there. And we're going to gather an army to counter these raiders, I think. So here we've got 6,400. We're going to go in and try and get rid of them. Here we're not in the best of positions, and it looks like they might honestly counterattack us here. We might have to be careful here. We're going to try and chase them away. We've managed to stop them sieging it. They're trying to run via sea. It does look like we're going to catch them, which is important. Yes. So these raiders have been caught. Hopefully we can knock them back. And our champion's still doing work, as you can see. They've been well and truly knocked back here. And with that comes the victory and the war. We're going to end that war straight away, and we can designate a guardian for Sejanus. I think here, he looks like he's going to be a military character. I think it makes sense for our champion to sort of raise him. And I think we will focus him on military. Now, with these wars being over, I think the first thing we'll do is look to give them to someone. Now, we do have our friend here, Comes Paulinus. The thing is, I don't want him becoming too powerful, so I think what we'll do here is we'll create a second person to also be ruling up this way. So looking, we want someone zealous again. Belisarius Heraclean. That is a strong name. He's zealous and content. That is absolute perfection. We'll give him the job up there. Then hopefully here we've got a strong holding that they can maybe even start expanding themselves. God knows we've weakened their neighbours enough. I think here after the recent wars we'll host a grand feast and try and sort of swell everyone into a bit of uproar. One of our allies has taken a province here. Excellent, they're starting to expand themselves, which is exactly what we wanted. Here, getting ahead. A flock of robed women burst into my throne room, hectically searching the floor and uprooting everything from chairs to skirts in frantic search. Rex Kylanius, cries one. We are followers of Crassus the Headless, a great holy man who has been decapitated as part of a prophecy Saturn gave him at birth. As often happens with holy figures, his head started rolling away. We have been chasing it through the land and are certain it rolled up the hillock into your castle. Now we'll have to let them search. We want to join their search. I will not allow a cult. Now the thing is, Romans had cults all over the place, right? Normally of gods, not... I think we'll join the search here. So who's Julius? Julius is our high shaman. I think we'll attempt to join the search and see what happens. The cultists cause a mess. Right, the feast has started. We welcome our friends. We also have enough money now and the research to upgrade our walls and towers, so that is exactly what we're going to do here. And naturally all capitals start at the main holding in Nova Roma itself, and then we work out from there. So another great suggestion we had was from War Dog Unleashed. He suggested that we start naming some places after members of our dynasty. So one of the next ones we're going to do is we're going to go up to this new holding that we've created here, the new enclave. We're going to go over towards the capital, which appears to be Dvarka, and we're going to rename this. We're going to rename the county of Dvarka to Kylanium, and with that we're also going to rename the main holding to Kylanium as well. So the main holding out here, the capital if you will of this enclave, is now called Kylanium. I have barely managed to sit down at the seat when I hear a howl emerging from Baronessa Maxima. It would seem she and Comitessa Tarsila have really gotten into it, as Maxima is receiving a proper woman handling from Tarsila. Too late I realise their martial dance has... Oh... I think we've sided in this instance with Tarsila. How dare they damage the tapestry of my family? How dare they? Stew all over... Oh god, everything's gone wrong at this feast. We're going to tell our spy master, our dwarf who's irritable, that she should be ashamed of herself. This is the worst feast I've ever held. Everything that's going wrong is going wrong. The pleading gaze I receive from my friend Dharmpala is taking on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner he has hid in all evening, and the walls are hindering his escape. The poor man has never been good with people. I think with him being our friend, we would try and help him. Apparently we've gained a hook. That's something. And then our guests are finally departing and we're becoming an eager reveller. I tell you what, the stress of everything that went wrong there would probably be enough to send them over though. We have now also we've successfully converted the culture in the grand city of Colomandalum, which is here on the mainland. I think what we're going to do here is rename this one. I think we'll rename this one to Pompeii. I don't know if it makes any sense in terms of roleplay, but in my head it's very close to the mountains. I almost want to rename this holding Vesuvius, but we'll wait for now. We'll wait for now and let time pass. One of the suggestions we've had is to rename this. Now, I'm going to rename this holding in its entirety to another suggestion from War Dog Unleashed. So we're going to rename it to Pontem ad Meridium, which I believe translates to Bridge in the South. So that means the crossing here is now named appropriately. Another strong suggestion we've had is to name somewhere after his wife. So to name somewhere Devi, just simply Devi. I think we'll make the capital holding here Devi, named after simply his wife. These places, as we reclaim them to our culture, I will rename. So I welcome the suggestions. Tom, if you are watching, I will implement as many as yours as we play out. I honestly love it. It's more detail than I've put into the place name, so we'll hopefully continue that. I think what we'll do now is we'll go on a pilgrimage. We're in a bit of a lull in terms of what's going on. We'll go on a pilgrimage to Kovai. We are departing. Our character is looking to reform the religion, so I think it makes sense that we do as much religious gatherings and tout as we could. Oh no. Caesar has walked by my side for many years, and the passage of time does not spare dogs. As I kneel beside him, he starts wagging his tail slowly, but he cannot raise his hand. I sit with him long into the night, petting his white back until the tail stills. Oh man, we can turn them into a tanned height. No, no, we're not doing that. We'll just lose our pet dog. I am not turning our pet dog, our beloved childhood dog, into a bit of tanned leather. No. Passing by the campfire, one of my fellow travellers is telling a story he once heard about Rex. Passing by the campfire, one of my fellow travellers is telling a story he once heard about some Rex, to raucous laughter. They all fall silent when I approach, except for the storyteller. Ah, don't worry, my lord, you're nothing like the churl in this story. It's about the Rex of these lands. Now the thing is, as much as we're trying to be pious, we are incredibly wrathful. He's quick to anger, so I think we'd have to fetch the whip. Our sister Octavia has died. That is another member of the legendary dynasty of women. I'm actually looking now, I think there's only one other sister left. So all of the older sisters, the ones that helped raise us, that looked out for us when our father basically passed when we were 1 year of age, there's only one of them remaining, and I think she's actually just our older. So we're 31, she's 34. So yeah, there's only one sister remaining of this dynasty. This generation of this dynasty. I am finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of Kavai. As the flamen offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that had happened for the gods to bring me here at this moment in time. And we've become a mystic. Excellent. Our culture has discovered the bamboo bow. The twist in... Okay, someone has died. I really don't know who that is, but they're dead, so we'll take it. We have returned home from the pilgrimage, reinvigorated, and I would say we were further convinced that we're doing the right thing here. The cultural fascination stuff is absolutely flying just now. So we're pretty much all over here, bar city planning and the tribal holdings. In terms of early medieval, we're getting there. We've almost caught up. We have almost caught up with our actual timeline, so that's something, right? I think what we'll do here is we'll look to crown authority, and on that note, I think we'll also up our crown authority, which I can't believe I haven't thought to do yet. That makes complete sense to do so. I can't believe I've not done that yet. As we continue promoting culture, I think what we're going to do here is look up to Kylanium. I think we need a place with our name to it to be Roman culture for sure. I also think it's finally time to get rid of this, I was about to say this rash in our kingdom, which is ironic. I think we'll look to closing the borders here and really sort of tidy this up. So once again, we'll send in the cult to start with. We'll leave the rest of these troops here just manning the north. If any armies should look to come down and join us, and we'll leave these troops here. We do need to assign a commander. And I think in here, we'll put in the Grand Master again, it makes sense. Where are our catapults? They are in this army. We're going to need them for this siege, I think. I actually think what we're going to do here is send our armies north and actually try and siege their capital. This siege will slowly tick down, we'll just leave the Holy Order there doing their thing. So what we're going to do here when we arrive in the north is we're sending one of our armies, one of our legions to the capital, and the second legion is going to go siege the city next to it, just so they're there to essentially... this way they're here to assist each other should it come to it. And our groom to rule is increasing because Avitus, our youngest son, has just had a boost to his stats. And a new diplomacy perk, which we will go for Sound Foundations. Each living child gives you 1 rand. That is an insane boost. Our character's getting so many boosts. We've got 28 diplomacy now. We're 32. We're definitely... I think Kylanius II is undoubtedly building for the future here. Magnus needs a guardian. Now, Magnus is our third born, I think. He's got an intrigue education, so we probably want someone with a decent intrigue skill. How bad is the intrigue in our kingdom here? I'm up there with 10. I guess Decimus can... He's the best we've got to educate in that manner, so we'll leave it be. The enemy's allies are joining the war, but they've not really shown up yet. This could end up being over before the armies actually get here. Your cousin has created the Liberty faction. Okay, we're going to need to be careful now. Need to be very careful. I seized a Rashtaraku brooch. It's actually not a bad item. We could maybe use that later on to forge something else. I'm going to bring these troops from here. I think this time we will press up and start sieging Sagar. I can see their armies are starting to get on their boats. They're going south. We need to keep an eye on that. This siege is about to be over here. Gonna grab this army and send them over towards Panagalu. While I was at the market with Kylanius, his attention was caught by a criminal chained in the pillory. Kylanius watched him for a while when he did nothing but cough and beg for water. Kylanius rolled his eyes and kept on walking. Yeah, I would say a criminal, like, we're wrathful. A criminal deserves nothing but disdain. I think here we're going to divine the stars, and at the same time we'll hold a commune. And I think that'll do just now. We don't want to be too busy whilst there's a war going on. My dear liege, I do not profess to fully understand your habits and practices. However, I must applaud you for the obvious effort you put into your prayers. If only every true believer was as devout as you. Yeah, let's teach him and try and bring him into being a wise man here. That's what we'll do. And we have a new perk, this time in learning. How unusual. So we can choose one here. What do we want? I think we'll go for faithful. It's going to give everyone that's of our faith, they're going to like us more, which I think very much fits with the roleplay we currently have rolling out. I like that. I've spent many nights looking up at the night sky, tracking the movements of the celestial bodies. I wonder what else the future holds in store. We've got an intrigue bonus, which is ironic considering it's probably one of the things we're weakest at. Here we're going to be attacked, a bit of a futile effort, but you know, I respect their commitment to trying to prolong this war and defend their land. Our friend Polonius has died. Oh no. That's Polonius who's up here in our enclave. So who's inherited? His son. Now I think it would be important that we would have good relations with his son. So I think we'll attempt to befriend the son here. I'd imagine being best friends with his father would probably end up having a good relationship with him as well. The siege for this war target is almost over. Once that's over, I wonder if this will end it. We are now also able to hold court, but I think that needs to be done in a time of peace, not a time of war. Serpentine Budai was destroyed. I'm not sure what that was, to be honest. The war up here is over. We'll withdraw these troops. I might even just disband them because I think this is just about over. Here we can also disband these troops. I think honestly the sieges we have here, this war is going to take over, so we'll just withdraw from their lands. Again, another increase in control. You can see we're slowly getting our... I mean, I say that. We're not doing fantastic in terms of control. It's probably something we do need to work on here. With that, the war comes to a close. We will enforce our demands. And for the first time, we have a truly, truly strong border here. You can see some of our vassals have been chipping away at the land. We do have a slight stab into the belly of the Indian. Now, remember at one point, this was one kingdom. It's been split between different families and perhaps dynasties of the same family. So we are protruding there, and this will probably be our next expansion grounds here. Maybe try and border off this. Although I do like the idea of continuing our expansion up the eastern sort of seabourn. We've made massive inroads in terms of furthering Kylanius' education. You can see our piety is now at 2,700, so we're about 1,300 short of reforming our religion. We're in a strong position in terms of our prestige, and we've got a very, very healthy economy. In terms of war, it's been a fairly quiet episode, but I think we'll all agree this has probably been needed, just a bit of licking the wounds and repairing what lies within. Until the next one though, my friends, take care and goodbye for now.